Hola everybody, welcome back to Sports by Jack. I know it's been a while since I posted. Just wanted to comment on the recent play of the Toronto Maple Leafs. 4-2 in their last 6 games, coming off back-to-back losses now. Dropped to Calgary last night, Phoenix before that 4-1. Last night, man, Mika Kiprasov and J.S. Shiger, 32 saves on 33 shots each. And then, of course, Oli Jokinen scores in the shootout to end it and give the Flames the win. And of course, Matt Stajan is the one that scores the go-ahead goal for Calgary in the third period. But Mikhail Grabowski came back, only for us to lose. But we did get a point, which is of course good if you're a Leaf fan. Always good. So anyway, I wanted to make a few comments about the game, things that I noticed. Here we go. Mikhail Grabowski playing well, 18 goals, 17 assists this season. His career high is 20 goals, and he's only played 43 games so far this year. Definitely looks like a 30-plus guy, possibly 40 this year, 40 probably next year, fingers crossed. Mentioned that I didn't like him way back before because he reminded me of Sergei Berezin. He still does, but when he's playing well, it's hard not to like him, right? I also noticed that Mueller kid. I don't know his first name, but he played like 4 or 5 good shifts right off the start of the game. Looked pretty consistent all the way through. Looked like he fit in. And it's good to see the Leafs actually calling up some young talent from the Marlies, which they rarely ever have done in the past because we always used to sign guys. Now with the salary cap, of course, they can't do that anymore, so some young guys are getting a shot, which is great. I wanted to comment on 2 things. Firstly, when J.S. Shiger let in that shootout goal against Oli Jokinen, and he tried to break his stick over the post, it looked awkward because it did not break and he did not hit the post with the middle of the stick like you're supposed to for the momentum to cause it to smack together and actually break apart. So instead he kind of smacked the post, it slid off, and then he just stood there awkwardly for a second and was piping mad that he lost, but as he should be. I mean, he's a competitive guy. I just thought it was pretty funny. Secondly, I want to comment on the CBC announcers talking about Dion Phaneuf. That little conversation they had, Greg Millen and Jim Houston, talking about, how Phaneuf used to be this force to be reckoned with. And they show a bunch of hits, and they're all from his days in Calgary. I think it's safe to say that Calgary won the trade. I mean, we named this guy captain, and don't get me wrong, the captain of the team is not always your best player, although it often is. Dion Phaneuf is not looking like a captain. He's got 1 goal and 7 assists in 20-something games. His first season, he got 20 goals, and he hasn't really even touched that form in the last 2 years. Well, this is not a full 2 years, but I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to magically pick it up this year. And the big key thing is he's not really hitting guys. He used to crush guys coming across the blue line or down the middle of the ice or even up against the boards. Heck, he'd hit guys anywhere. But lately, he has not done it in his career. Well, not lately. I mean, in the last 2 years, he's not really done it. And it's really unfortunate. Maybe the spotlight of Toronto is getting to him, but the spotlight is pretty big in Calgary anyway, so I don't understand why he couldn't just contribute. I have a feeling it has something to do with Alicia Cuthbert, although I'm sure he would never admit it. I think he had a broken heart, and maybe he never got over it. And you know what? As good as it is to see the Leafs playing well, they're still 11 or 10 points behind 8th place in the Eastern Conference for a playoff spot. Atlanta currently holds it, and the only reason they are 8th is because they are struggling. So I don't really see the Leafs gaining any ground. I mean, there's still multiple teams between us and the Thrashers, and it's just too little too late. Kind of like in years past, we seem to pick it up in mid-season when the beginning of the season has already pissed away any chance of winning in the future for the same year. So we're just winning games. It's kind of like the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays seem to win at the end of the season when they're already out, and they make it close, but they were never really there. It's the Leafs this year, and it's tough to watch, but whatever. At least they won, and I'll see you guys next time.